Now on WKYT Midmorning, a late-night accident claims the life of a Central Kentucky driver. Police in Pulaski County are searching for a hit-and-run driver who killed a child. And 2 men are dead after an attempted home invasion in eastern Kentucky.
This is WKYT Midmorning.
Welcome. It's Tuesday, June 21st. I'm Barbara Bailey. Bill Bryant has the day off. Now, this is a first alert severe weather day. So let's get an update from the Weather Center and Micah Harris right away. Micah, what can we expect?
Yeah, right now, just a couple of showers far southeastern Kentucky, Harlan County, Bale County, and that's it. It's moving over into Virginia and also Tennessee. That's long gone. We take a bit of a break and we get toward your noon to about 2 p.m. hour. That's when we start to see some more storms spark away, and that will be your severe chance as we head throughout the afternoon. It's mainly afternoon hours, and I'm going to show you where I expect that to pop up at that time, at that noontime, and where it's moving. How far south is it going to get? I'll have that coming up in just a few minutes.
Micah, thank you. First, this mid-morning, a man who suffered serious injuries in a late-night crash in Jessamine County has died. Investigators say it happened on Highway 39 in Nicholasville. WKYT's Mike Byer has been tracking the story. He joins us live now with the very latest. Mike.
Good morning, Barbara. We've learned the name of the young man who passed away after crashing his SUV into this Nicholasville business called Faulkner Fane. The Jessamine County coroner tells us 24-year-old Ashton Boyd of Garrett County has died at a hospital. Now, the coroner tells us he died from blunt force trauma to the head. This after Hughes crashed his SUV around 10:45 last night. It was a single vehicle accident. Police say Hughes came around a curve on Highway 39, hit a utility pole, and then crashed into the Faulkner Fane woodworking business. Hughes was the only person involved. Police say he needed to be extricated and that it took a while to get him out of the SUV. A life flight was initially called but was canceled once he was removed. Police say it's a 35-mile-per-hour speed limit through here, and they say it's a tricky spot as you come over a hill into a curb. They say it appears both speed and alcohol are factors in the crash. Now, the owner of Faulkner Fane tells me this is a very dangerous curve. He says this is like the 4th or 5th time that somebody has hit this utility pole right here. And he says it isn't the first time that his business has been struck. Live in Jessamine County, Mike Byer, WKYT.
Mike, sounds like a very dangerous spot. Thank you. We'll have more on the story coming up on WKYT News at noon. A 10-year-old Pulaski County child was hit by a car and later died at an area hospital. It happened last night on Rock Lick Creek Road near Science Hill. Sheriff's deputies are still searching for the driver. The child was rushed to the hospital, but doctors couldn't save the 10-year-old. So far, the coroner has not identified the victim. We're also awaiting more details on the crash. We'll have more on this story coming up on WKYT News at noon. The victims of a double murder in Franklin County have been identified. Investigators say Carolyn Barker and her caregiver, Jennifer Downey, were both found dead in a home on Pea Ridge Road Friday night. A few hours later, police say they found Raymond Barker dead behind some businesses on Washington Street in Frankfort. Investigators have ruled his death a suicide. Police have not said if the two cases are related. They hope to release more information later this week. Investigators also have identified the victims of a double shooting in Pike County. John Rowe and Tommy Ellswick were both shot yesterday morning at a house in the Island Creek community. The homeowner, who didn't want to show his face on camera, told us he shot the 2 men after he caught them breaking into his garage.
I came around the garbage box and this guy saw me, so he took off to the left side of the vehicle and stopped at the left side to get something out, and I went around the right side to keep the vehicle between me and him. And he came around through there with a gun, so I shot him. And the other guy came out of the garage with something, and I shot him. One collapsed at the front and one collapsed at the rear of the vehicle.
Now, state police are still investigating the shooting, but have not filed any charges at this time. Police are searching for two men accused of robbing a restaurant near the University of Kentucky campus. It happened around dinner time at the Jimmy John's on Waller Avenue. Investigators say the two suspects were armed with a gun and demanded money from the employee working the register. After the employee handed over some cash, both suspects ran off on foot. No one was injured. A man remains in critical condition at UK Hospital this morning after Richmond police say he was wounded in a drive-by shooting. It happened Sunday night on Turpin Drive in Richmond. Investigators say Jimmy Skinner shot Sammy Isaacs, then drove off. Skinner was arrested shortly after at an apartment on North Madison Avenue. Police say he admitted to shooting Isaacs. Kentucky Governor Matt Bevin is expected to make an announcement today on criminal justice reforms. Governor Bevin and Justice and Public Safety Cabinet Secretary John Tilley will make the announcement at noon today at the State Capitol building. Part of a busy Lexington roadway is open again after city officials changed construction plans to help with morning traffic. The inbound lanes of South Broadway between South Broadway Park and Bucata Court reopened at 5 o'clock this morning. The lanes were closed so crews could repair a sewer line. The city officials decided to delay repairs so crews can work overnight. If you're driving in that area between 7 p.m. and 5 a.m., inbound traffic will use the middle turn lane there. The overnight lane closures are expected to last 2 or 3 nights. Drivers in Frankfort will soon see changes to a busy downtown street. The Frankfort Board of Commissioners voted to make West Main Street a two-way street. Business owners in the area support the move from a one-way. They believe the change will build business. City officials say a small portion of area parking will be lost in that move. The U.S. Senate has voted down a series of gun control measures in the wake of the Orlando shooting last week. The Senate took up 4 measures from both parties, 2 designed to expand background checks, the others to prevent suspected terrorists from obtaining guns. All 4 failed on party line votes. Fire crews out west are still battling more than a dozen wildfires fueled by extreme heat. Andrea Fuji is in Duarte, California, where hundreds of people have had to leave their homes.
The pair of fast-moving wildfires continued to burn through brush in the San Gabriel Mountains overnight as firefighters work to keep them from merging.
There's a lot of homes here and they're really close to this fire.
The reservoir and fish fires erupted Monday amid an intense heat wave, prompting hundreds of evacuations north of Los Angeles.
We ask you to take your medication with you and to bring some items of clothing just in case the evacuation lasts longer than a day or 2.
The first of the fires in the Azusa area was sparked by a fatal car crash. Less than 2 hours later, the second began burning in the city of Duarte. Charlie Downing and his neighbor fought to keep the flames from reaching their homes as firefighters rushed in.
I feel really lucky, really lucky. I mean, having it start right next door like that, it's scary.
Others packed up their pets and belongings and got out.
You know, you just hope for the best and for all of our neighbors and our friends too, and we hope everybody's okay.
The fast-moving fire hit on a day temperatures hit triple digits across Southern California. The heat and rugged terrain making it difficult for firefighters to get an upper hand. Ash falling from the sky led to more misery for many residents.
Watching that fire made it even worse, and so now we have this ash that's falling, so we definitely need the air on.
The heat wave will continue in parts of the state today before expanding to the middle of the country. Andrea Fujii, CBS News, Duarte, California.
The extreme heat is also affecting other parts of the Southwest, including Arizona and New Mexico, where 3 wildfires are still burning. Keep it here on Mid-Morning. Coming up, we'll show you a wild animal with a wild way to stay cool this summer. And the red carpet rolled out for the premiere of what producers hope is an instant summer blockbuster.
How much going on right now? We're actually seeing peaks of sunshine. That is not what you want on days like these on a first alert severe weather day. I'm going to give you a forecast that will show you exactly when I expect these storms to pop up coming up. Things have calmed down toward the southeast where you guys have had showers during the morning hours and some still left over in Bell and Harlan County, but for the most part, it's moving on out of here. I want to break down the timing for you. Get right into it. This is the graphic you do want to see as you're heading through the rest of your day. This will help you plan out the rest of your day. Look at the yellow shaded area. That's where I expect the storms to actually pop up in this region. So it's going to be close to the I-64 corridor. BG Parkway, also portions of the Mountain Parkway. That pops up right around noon to about 3 p.m. That's when I expect, remember, this isn't thunderstorm timing, this is severe timing. You could have a rumble of thunder before that, but around noon to 3 p.m., expect these storms to pop up and roll through the bluegrass region. Some in the northern zones, but the farther north you go, actually the better likelihood of not just getting away from severe weather, but getting away from thunderstorms. Because it looks like the farthest north that it'll pop up is right around Grant County. I would say you even go north than that, and you won't even see storms today. So it just shows you that in this region, they'll pop up there noon to 3 p.m. They'll slide southbound. If you're maybe trying to get out and have some pool activities, lake activities later on this afternoon, and even going out to the ball field, I'll tell you this, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. the green shade, that's really for the southern half. So by 4 p.m., I expect it to be out of the bluegrass region at the latest, 4 p.m. at the latest. And then we head off toward the evening hours, 7 p.m. to about 8 p.m. It's already making its way into Virginia and also Tennessee. So this is mainly an afternoon type of situation. So now where do I expect the best chance for severe storms? Well, watch this. It looks like the 64 corridor, pretty much where I've highlighted, and southbound. That's your best chance for today. 64 southbound. For tomorrow, it's actually going to be I-64 and go north. So it's going to flip-flop for tomorrow as these storms come diving on in here from the north and northwest. We don't only have a first alert severe weather day today, but more than likely we're going to hold on to that for tomorrow and also Thursday too. Thursday still lower confidence on the severe weather threat, but still we're talking about 3 consecutive days of at least strong storms. And that's going to be heavy downpours, a lot of lightning with these, strong winds with these, and we can't rule out some damaging wind gusts either. And that's mainly going to be our main concern. If these do turn severe, it's going to be damaging winds within these as they dive bomb from the north and northwest. Now, with that said, we got to watch out for some localized flooding. I was talking about it this morning with some of these weather models. They were looking at 3 to 5 inches of rain in some spots.
A lot of rain.
Yeah, now through Thursday. So that could lead to some localized flooding. There's a lot to talk about the next few days. Obviously, we're going to get you updated as we go through the next few days.
You're the man.
That's right.
Keep us posted.
Thank you.
Well, temperatures are rising and people are finding ways to stay cool, but it's more than just humans who are trying to beat the heat out there. A New Jersey couple had an uninvited guest at their pool party over the weekend. A black bear, of course. Living in a wooded suburb, the couple guesses the 300-plus pound bear needed a cool-off. The husband ventured out to record the bear just as it was ending its lap session before getting out, shaking itself off, and continuing on its way like it happens all the time. Oh well, I guess the bear enjoyed that little break. Well, the human race fights to survive another Independence Day, and the theater industry says what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Chris Martinez has your eye on entertainment.
Broadway came together for Orlando. Theater stars recorded a love song for the LGBT community after the shooting at the Pulse nightclub.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
The song is now available on iTunes, and all proceeds will go to the LGBT Center of Central Florida. The women of Hamilton came together for a special celebration in New York. 2 of the musical's co-stars presented Philippa Sue with an Ellie Award, which honors outstanding women leaders.
It's so rare that as an artist, that the work that you're doing is speaking on so many levels as to what you believe in, who you are as a person, as a citizen.
Sue plays Hamilton's wife, Eliza Schuyler. She's expected to lead the show in July. Los Angeles rolled out the red carpet for the premiere of Independence Day Resurgence. Liam Hemsworth and Jeff Goldblum star in the newest Alien sequel. This time, the humans are better prepared, but so are the invaders.
You know, we have been able to kind of capture the alien technology, study it, and incorporate it into this hybrid form that allows us to live in ways we've never been able to live before.
Independence Day Resurgence opens nationwide Friday. And that's your Eye on Entertainment. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Peanuts, Cracker Jacks, mustaches, and more. It's a big day at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Details about the South Atlantic All-Star Game next on WKYT. Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot is $333 million, and tomorrow's Powerball jackpot is $184 million. We're so glad you're with us today. Take me out to the ball game. It's a day packed full of fun as the Lexington Legends host the South Atlantic League All-Star Game. Rebecca Barnes, Director of Community Relations, along with Big L, are here to tell us all about it. Welcome. Glad to have you all here.
Thanks for having us. We're excited.
What a great event. Tell us about tonight's All-Star Game.
Oh my gosh, we've been waiting for this day for so long, just to kind of, show everyone what we've been planning for about a year and a half now. So gates open at 2:30. We're really excited to have everybody out. We're going to have player autographs, Northern Division, Southern Division. Everybody's going to get to come and see them take batting practice. And then we start with our legendary home run derby. That will start at 4:45. And from there, we go into a concert at 6 o'clock. Halfway to Hazard, our own Kentucky Halfway to Hazard, will be performing at 6. And game festivities start at 7:05. So
you've got so much going on. Let's zero in first on the legendary derby start. There are a lot of names that people are going to recognize there too. Robbie Moss is in that.
Yes.
Tell us about that a little bit more.
So we're really excited. So we want to do the, home run derby and stay true to an all-star game. But we wanted to put like a Kentucky twist on it. So what we're doing is we've got some local celebrities that are going to pair up with our all-stars, and together they will play a legendary derby, and we're going to have some fun, kind of quirky things out in the outfield if they hit them. We're going to have some people on trampolines and people on Velcro walls, and if they hit some of these targets, they get extra points. And the winner of the All-Star, actually the Legendary Derby, will receive a $10,000 check to the charity of the celebrity's choice.
How in the world do you come up with all of these options? Velcro walls and all of that too. I just don't, all the details are pretty amazing.
It is.
What do people need to know before they come out today? What do they need to know about the event?
I mean, really, we still have a few tickets on sale. We will sell out before gates open. So player autographs at 2:30. Definitely Legendary Derby. You want to see that 4:45. Concert at 6. Game at 7. And then last but not least, we have our first ever Mega Blast fireworks show after the game today. It's going to be the biggest fireworks show that the Lexington Legends have ever put on. And we just kind of wanted to give our fans a great all-star game.
People always love the fireworks anyway, but you're giving them extra. And always the kids have a wonderful time at the ballpark, don't they?
Family friendly. There's something literally for everyone to do and everyone to enjoy, and we're just super excited to be able to host the All-Star Game this year. It's just something that we will pride ourselves on. I know Lexington is excited to have everybody in town, and we're ready to show off our town.
All right, sounds great to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a winner. Thank you. Everybody needs to check it out.
Yes.
Get a ticket. Enjoy.
Yes. Call our box office. Check out online. We will run out of tickets, so get yours now.
Thank you. Well, keep it right here. This mid-morning, we're checking in with the Mr. Food Test Kitchen next. Coming up on WKYT News at noon, we'll have an update on the accident in Jessamine County that claimed the life of the driver. We'll have more on the story out of Pulaski County where a hit-and-run driver killed a 10-year-old child. And an update on the severe weather heading our way. News, weather, and sports ahead at noon on WKYT. Well, today in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, they're combining two dessert favorites, and they've come up with cookie peach cobbler.
Just walk through the produce section in any grocery store or your local farmer's market, and it's pretty obvious that we're in the height of peach season. Yeah, they're one of the best food buys this month. So let me show you how to easily turn them into a cobbler that is so good, your tongue will slap you on the back of the head asking for more. We start off by peeling and slicing about 7 to 8 peaches, depending how large they are. After you peel them, they're going to be slippery, so hang on to them. Once they're cut, we toss them with some melted butter, cinnamon, sugar, cornstarch, and spoon it all into a baking dish. Now we top this with some refrigerated slice and bake sugar cookie dough before baking it off. You'll know this is done when the whole house is filled with a heavenly aroma. My favorite way to serve this is right out of the oven when it's bubbling hot and the cookie topping sort of melts in your mouth. Maybe serve it with a little ice cream and you're good to go. I do hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our cookie peach cobbler so you'll have it while peaches are at their prime. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a peachy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, looks good there, but we have serious stuff to be considering.
We do.
The weather for not just today, but the next couple of days.
That's right. We were talking about the All-Star game that they were just in here talking about, and it looks good for the All-Star game. Around 7 p.m. is when they actually have the first pitch. I believe it's 7:05. All festivities leading up to that. It's a bit iffy all the way to about 4 p.m. here in Lexington. That's when I expect noon to 4 p.m. to see these thunderstorms spark up. It'll be right along that 64 corridor, at least around it. Of the 64 corridor, pops up there, moves southbound, noon to 4 p.m. in the yellow shaded area. That would take you back toward Lewis County, Green Up, Mason, those areas all the way into the Bluegrass, and then ride right along that BG Parkway. Then you go south of that. Right around 4 p.m. is when you start to see it move out of the Bluegrass and move southbound. So 4 p.m. to 7 p.m., then you're talking about Hal Rogers Parkway, you're talking about the southern section of 27, 127, 68. You go back toward the Cumberland Parkway, that's where you're going to be seeing those storms at that time. By 7 to 8 p.m., these should move on out. Now, that's the timing now. We'll have updates, more data, new data actually coming up at WKYT News at noon.
All right, Micah, thank you. The Bold and the Beautiful is next on CBS. We'll see you back here at noon. And until then, your news always on at WKYT.com.